Hello everyone and welcome back. Okay, in this tutorial what I want to do is I want to show you how you can create a link on a HTML page to a different part of the HTML page. So underneath our heading 1 of images, I've created a link here called Toronto. And when you click on that link, it scrolls all the way down to this location and it just says Toronto here. I added a number of donut images just so we can see this behavior. Normally you would click on it and just straight away bring you down, but I've also added in the scroll effect, so you'll see it now. So it kind of scrolls down. I'm not sure if my recording device will capture that quite elegantly, but I'll show you how you can do all of this. So what I did was I created a link using the anchor tag href, and then inside of quotes I used the pound sign or the hashtag, okay, and I gave this some information. And now down here for the paragraph, I gave it the same ID of Toronto, and therefore it's going to link to that. I also added a style opening and closing tag in the head of the document. This tutorial is about HTML, but you will at some point need to learn CSS, cascading style sheets, if you want to apply styling to web pages. Typically you would create styling in an external file, a CSS file, but you're also able to, inside of an opening and closing style tag, write some basic styles in the document. I will delete this not to overwhelm you. Okay, and now that I've removed that scroll behavior, what will happen is the scroll will be gone. It'll just bring me straight to the bottom. Okay, so how do they do this? Well, let's do this all from scratch. So let's just delete all of that content and let's just refresh. Okay, so how do we do it? Well, we want to create some sort of link, so we know that. So let's create an anchor tag. We'll have an opening and closing anchor tag. If you wanted, you could change images to something like our locations. Okay, right? Now, I'm not going to create a nav bar with like lots of different links. We can cover that later in this tutorial. This tutorial is not about creating a nav bar with lots of anchor tags. It's really just about showing you how you can create an anchor tag that links to a different part of the same web page. So I'll say, click to see the Toronto paragraph or something. Okay, awesome. So we're going to have an anchor tag on our page. It's not going to do anything because I haven't provided it with a href. So all you need to do is just say href, and then if you're linking to a part of the same web page, just use the pound sign and then whatever name you want to reference. So I would just say something like Toronto, and then you want to select, or what like you want to go to. I suppose I'm trying to say is, where are we trying to go to? We've created a hyperlink that goes to this pound sign Toronto, but there's no other content on the page. Well, we'll just create a paragraph and we'll just say we have a lovely store in the Parkdale neighborhood and one beside Trinity Bellwoods. Toronto is a beautiful city, my friends. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to give this paragraph an ID, okay? And what I want to do is I want to give it the same ID as above, okay? So I will just say Toronto, okay? So now that we have a link to Toronto, this should still work for us. If I just refresh now and click. Okay, so I might need to create a lot of content, so let me just do that. So just create a lot of images, image source, let's say donut image. Okay, and let me just put in a few of these. Okay, just to create content on the page. Okay, and what I'll do is just so we can see this link. So basically what's happened here is the anchor tag and the image are being treated on the same line, right? So you want to just basically, you can turn something into a block level element. It'll force the next element down. Or what we can just do is add a line break. So I'll just create a line break here. So we've seen the self-enclosed line break tag before, and that will just move this link above the donut image. And now if we scroll down, if this is working, we should get to this paragraph when we click on the link. So let's have a look. And we do. We've been brought down to the bottom. Okay, so that is how you can basically create a link in a HTML page that goes to a different part of the same website. Basically, inside of your anchor tags, you obviously want to have some text the user can see, like, kind of click here. Then we have the href, and remember, href is just an attribute. We are providing additional information to our opening anchor tag. Then what I did was I used the pound sign or the hashtag and just gave it a name. And then later down here inside of paragraph, I gave this paragraph an ID. An ID is just is kind of a unique identifier for this paragraph. You'll see this when you start to see more HTML and CSS. You can give elements an ID, you can give them a class, okay? So because they have the same name, when we click on this, it brings us down to this paragraph, okay? So I hope you enjoyed that tutorial. I'll see you in the next one.